I must say that preschoolers are, I think, my favorite people. I love their integrity. I love their transparency. My heart goes out to preschoolers. I do believe that there's probably no group that is more misunderstood. They are brazen, yes. They are obsessive often. They are precocious, hysterical. They are impulsive, compulsive, anything but consistent. And we shall see that is all the way it should be. There is a reason for this. We don't get preschoolers often because they are not like us. I'm calling this a preschooler personality profile. This is what they all have in common, and these come from certain developmental places. They have a purity of emotion. They do not say, I feel rather ambivalent today. They're not bothered by on the other side or on the other hand, and because of this, they have an innocent belief in magic. They're not troubled by a Santa Claus on this corner and another Santa Claus on that corner. A certainty in their thinking. They do not doubt themselves. They're driven by one emotion at a time, and they act out of that emotion. That emotion determines their behavior. They're impulsive, and because they're impulsive, it means that only one emotion can be expressed at a time, and so the emotions have to take turns. Unless adults get this, they don't get a lot of things about the preschooler and think there's something wrong. They're short-sighted. They're unable to make sacrifices towards a goal. If you promise them an ice cream cone now, or 4 ice cream cones maybe tomorrow, they'll be a sucker for the ice cream cone now every time. They're unreliable. They know much better than they behave. Their good intentions are easily eclipsed by the impulse of the moment. They're terrible at problem solving. They only take one factor into consideration at any given time. The fact is that preschoolers do not do dissonance. They do not experience anything inside of them that would lead to any sense of tension between the elements. This is nature's way, making it as easy as possible for our preschoolers to be able to find, locate their dominant feeling by removing any confusing elements or complicating signals. It's not like they're not getting it. It's not like we are needing to teach them self-control and all of these kinds of things. This is there for a reason. And the reason is developmental. All development starts one thing at a time. They simply do not have the brain that we have. They simply do not have the capacity to handle the world the way we have. There is one thing at a time that they're doing. Why? Because that's the way nature has to start. Every single thing in development works this way. Every single one of the attributes we talked about is a result of that. That's why they believe in magic. You grow out of magic the moment, in a sense, you say, on the other hand. And so you feel some kind of conflict. As soon as there's one emotion, I feel frustrated with my mummy. There's another feeling, but I like my mummy. And as soon as both feelings are there, you have a fundamentally different psychology. Now the child is capable of some kind of self-control. But before that, they are ready to sell you off at a moment's notice when you've thwarted them, and you are their most favorite person in the world 2 minutes later. These are emotional creatures. They can't get it that if you're frustrated with them, you also love them. They're not going to get that until, if they're lucky, 6 or 7 years of age, 9 years of age. They're not going to get that. Why? Because they can't. It doesn't matter how well you say it, they can't get that. And so we need to go with them. We need to help them find all their feelings. We have to make room for them to be able to name their feelings, because until they name them, they can't mix them. It doesn't mean that there's no room for structure. It doesn't mean there's no room for order in their life. What it does mean is that we have to cut them some slack emotionally. They need to start with where they are to get to where they need to go. We're trying to get them to be nice and to get along. We're trying to get them to have self-control, and we're getting this all wrong. We have to find a way of working around this, to find a way of being able to include preschoolers in our society.